Both sides presenting their case in the trial of Kim Potter today. The prosecution and defense delivering opening statements, telling the jury what they should expect from them in the trial.
Former Brooklyn Center police officer Kim Potter is charged with first and second degree manslaughter in the death of Daunte Wright. He was shot and killed during a traffic stop earlier this year. Potter claims she accidentally grabbed her gun instead of her taser.
Today was not just about the opening statements. The first witnesses also took the stand.
Our Paul Bloom following this closely. He joins us now. So, Paul, some very emotional moments on the stand today. Daunte Wright's mother testified.
Amy, a jam-packed day full of emotion, new body camera footage that the public hasn't seen before, and witness testimony from the officer Kim Potter was training that day about why he pulled Daunte Wright over in the first place. But likely the most memorable moment of the day, of this first day of trial, Daunte's mother on the witness stand, the very first witness of the case.
And I was like, what's wrong? And she said that they shot him. And she faced the phone towards the driver's seat. And my son was laying there. He was unresponsive and he looked dead.
Emotional testimony from Daunte's mother, who was on the phone with him, and then his girlfriend during and after the traffic stop. Katie Wright would eventually rush to the scene to find her son's body under a white sheet outside of the smashed vehicle that had crashed. She said she realized that her worst nightmare was confirmed when she recognized her son's tennis shoes under the sheet. We also heard from Brooklyn Center police officer Anthony Lucky Wednesday afternoon. He was training under Kim Potter on April 11th and confirmed he pulled Wright over for an air freshener hanging from the rearview mirror and then expired license tabs. The testimony coming after both sides laid out their cases and opening statements. Defense arguing Potter is human and made a tragic mistake. Assistant Attorney General Aaron Eldridge saying Potter failed her oath and should be held criminally responsible.
We trust them to know wrong from right and left from right. This case is about an officer who knew not to get it dead wrong, but she failed to get it right. This case is about the defendant, Kimberly Potter, betraying her badge and betraying her oath and betraying her position of public trust.
And 5 seconds later, she says, taser, 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 and you're going to remember those 3 words for the rest of your life. And when she's saying those 3 words, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have to know from the facts what she is seeing. Okay? Because what she is seeing is that her partner, Sergeant Johnson, is in the car. He's a tall individual. He's going to testify probably tomorrow. But he's in the car restraining the gear shift so that Mr. Wright can't escape. And she knows that if he's not stopped, Mr. Wright's not stopped, he's about to drive away with a police officer dangling from his car.
And Officer Lucky just wrapped up his testimony at about 10 of 5. Important to note, when Lucky was asked if he would have deployed his taser, as the defense contends Potter was trying to do at the very moment Wright was trying to flee, Lucky said yes, that it was well within department training and policy, and he would have done so, Kelsey, Amy, if he had the chance.
A lot happening in court today. Who is expected to take the stand tomorrow?
It was a full day today, wasn't it? But tomorrow, Daunte Wright's girlfriend in the seat next to him, who's on the phone with Daunte Wright's mother, we'll hear from her. And then, as you heard there in Paul Eng's comments, the second officer at the scene who was trying to restrain Wright from pulling away. And as you heard Eng describe that he's hanging from the vehicle, dangling. So it'll be interesting to get his firsthand perspective from that scene.
All right. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Well, and we are streaming gavel-to-gavel coverage of the Potter trial. You can watch it at fox9.com or on the Fox 9 YouTube channel when court picks back up again tomorrow morning.